Oh my God. Who doesn't want a culinary Rolls Royce?
My husband, I'm punching him like, I hope you're looking, because these are the type of gifts that I want.
If I had these kind of birthday presents, I might have tried to make my marriage work.
Well. The peaches are back. Yes, and I'm here to review it, talk about it, discuss it, and give my opinion on it. We're back with a brand new season Sweet 16, baby. The peaches are back. We kind of got like a soft reboot, you know, sort of like Miami style, but I'm going to be honest, guys, I was not really excited about this season just because I'm like, the direction Atlanta's been going in, it's been going downhill. But after watching the first episode, I'm a little more hopeful. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But we're going to see what it gives. We're going to see where this goes. But anyway, let's get right into it. The first scene it opens up with Portia. First it shows like little moments of the ladies, and it has their little, what they're singing, sort of like Salt Lake City style, like speaking their little piece or whatever. You just hear like quotes from the ladies throughout the season. And then we open up with Portia. For some reason, Portia is out in the middle of Atlanta somewhere. It looked like she got on some She by Sheree workout gear, and she's, I guess, posing as if she's working out in the middle of the street. But anyway, she's talking about, you know, it's just basically, they're really giving Salt Lake City production vibes, where it's starting off with a little monologue. That's what it's giving. So you see Portia, she's like, I'm back, you know. I've been going through a lot since my divorce from Simon, you know, but basically making her reintroduction, like, allow me to reintroduce myself. But anyway, yeah, but for some reason, she was standing in the middle of Atlanta in some workout clothes, posing. She wasn't even working out. She was like just posing like she was about to work out. And I was just like, okay, what is this giving? But anyway, so after Portia, they show her little, you know, quick little catch up. They show a little quick, you know, thing of her for the season. And then we open up for the very first scene with Shamia. Shamia is the first one we meet. And we see her, she's showing up. Her family is all at her house. Shamia has a big family. What we're seeing, we're just now getting to know Shamia, because we know Shamia's been a friend of for like years. Portia's best friend, we know her as. Sometimes best friends, sometimes not. But that's how we knew Shamia. But now she's a main character. She has a peach, so she's familiar. So now we're going to get to know more about her. I'm seeing when she comes in with her family, it just really seemed a little extra to me, overproduced maybe, but maybe I'm just so used to these housewives and I know what it gives. But anyway, when she came in, you can clearly tell that production is sort of like trying to make her the, what do you want to call that? The glue for the season. Like, she's going to be that nucleus where all the ladies come together through her. Because she, you know, she says, y'all know me as Portia best friend or whatever. But, you know, I met her from the show, but through the show, I met Kinga, Cynthia, and it was somebody else she mentioned that she met through Portia. Then she lets us know she cool with Brett and Kelly, who are the two new girls. She knows Drew through, who she said she met Drew through? I think she said she knows Drew through, I don't remember, but she knows Drew. She cool with Drew. So basically, like, she cool with everybody, and she's given very much, I'm cool with all these girls, and I'm going to bring these girls together, and we're going to have fun. That's what it's given. It's given like she's the one this season that's going to be trying to bring all the girls together. Because for the first episode, she's preparing. She's like talking with her family because she's getting ready for her 42nd birthday. She looks good for 42 as well. But yeah, she's still young and tender. She's still a young tenderoni, okay? But yeah, so she's getting ready for her 42nd birthday. And basically, this is where we're going to see all the ladies come together through Shamia. So now we get to meet her kids. I wrote it down. She has a 5-year-old daughter named Shire and a 15-month-old daughter named Shiloh. Beautiful names. 2 beautiful little girls. So basically she lets us know, now I remember, that's how she knows Drew. She knows Drew because they did the TLC biopic together. I don't remember Shamia being in the movie. That's crazy because I remember it was Drew Sidora, Drew played T-Boz, and Little Mama was playing the brat. And who was Chili? That wasn't Shamia, I don't think. Shamia must have been like another character in the movie, but I know Shamia acts. She does, because she lets us know actually in her introduction. She's a triple threat. She acts, she sings, and she can dance. And she's a host. She hosts. So she basically lets us know she's a triple threat. And I'm going to say this, baby, Shamia is money, okay? I saw her house. I'm going to just say it just how Cynthia said it. Wealth, okay? Wealth. The house is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm like, Shamia, I didn't know you had money like this, girl. Her husband, actually, we're going to get into that later because she tells us later, but she has her husband. He's African. We know that. And her husband got a coin. So, you know, we meet her family members. Her sister's there, her nephew. I think it was her aunt that was there, something like that, and her mom. Or was it the uncle and her mom? Something like that. But I definitely know she was dancing and carrying on with the sister and with the nephew. So now she sits down to talk with her family. Well, she went to go change or whatever in her room. And that's when she started letting us know all the stuff about her and giving her little introduction. Then she comes back out with her family. And then they're talking about her party. She's excited for her party. She knows she's going to have fun. She says she invited everybody. She knows she's going to be able to turn up with Brett and Kelly. And she says, you know, Portia's coming as well. So then she didn't say nothing that would give you an impression that her and Portia was going through something, but she said something to the effect of, it was just like a prelude to where you see that they're going to have an issue, because the nephew said something to the effect, she was like, I don't know, something like that. And the nephew said something to the effect of, if you don't know, then you have to question if that's your friend. And she was like, look at my nephew giving me advice. But it was definitely given. You can tell by that conversation she was having when she mentioned Portia's name. I can't remember the exact words she used, but you can tell that was the prelude to, it's going to be a little fallout. I can see it coming. So the next scene now, we with Drew now. She's out back playing football with her kids, with her 2 kids. I believe she has a son and a daughter, right? So she's out there. And then she tells them she's tired. She's going to go in to get something to drink. So she's hungry or whatever. So she goes in and she's talking to her chef. And she's also letting us know now how basically, actually, as she's talking to her chef, Kinga arrives with Brooklyn. And I was like, Brooklyn! And I miss you. I love that girl, little girl, Brooklyn. Oh, and yes, also Portia earlier let us know that PJ was doing lovely. I love her too. She's so gorgeous as well. But yeah, so now Kinga arrives and she's with Brooklyn. So Brooklyn goes to play with Drew's little daughter up in the room to go play with dolls or whatever. And Kinga and Drew sit down to eat. But before they sit down to eat, Drew lets her know that Ralph has been staying in the basement. So pretty much Ralph is inhabiting the basement of the house. That's his part of the house. She's not allowed down there without permission. She has to knock or call or whatever she got to do. So pretty much he has his own separate interests or whatever. So yeah, he stayed down there. So she don't even know when he's down there or not, because he has his own entrance. Because they showed a flashback of the daughter like, Mom, where's Daddy? Is he here? And she like, I don't know. Is he downstairs? Go and check. And the daughter went down there and you heard Ralph, like camera didn't show him, but you heard Ralph saying, hey, to the little girl. It was real quick too. He was like, hey, Mama, what's up? Come give me a hug. Bye-bye. It was pretty much hi and bye with the daughter. That's what it gave. I was like, wait, did they edit that out? Because he just was like, hey, Mama. And the next sentence was like, come give me a kiss goodbye. Where's the conversation? The father's on the conversation. So now, as her and King got sitting down, the chef starts serving them some food. The food looked like it was pretty good, too. So she served them the food, and as they're eating, Drew's catching Kinga up. She's letting her know, like, you know, where they at in the divorce. They still going through the divorce. And also, she lets Kinga know, she lets us know that she did 5 movies last year. Yes, honey, 5, okay? And she's doing her, you know, music thing. And she also lets She's going to be opening for Tank, which is pretty cool. And then she lets Kenya know how she's been working with Dennis. He's been a big support and putting music for her. I never knew Dennis was a producer, but apparently he did a kids album, and I guess from there he started getting his producer chops on. So yeah, so she lets Kenya know. Kenya's like, Dennis, wait, hold up. So she's like, how Portia feel about that? And she was like, yeah, or whatever. And so she's just like, Dennis has been a big support system for her. Like, it's times going through what she going through. She couldn't get out the bed or whatever. And because she knew she had a session, she would get up. So that was like her saving grace, her little angel. That's what she's telling Kenya. So she said that she asked him if he told Portia, and he said yeah. So apparently, we find out later. I don't know if Portia knew that or not, but we get to so as they say, as she's telling her about that, Kenya makes a little dig at Portia. She's like, well, if he wasn't a producer, because she was asking him, like, she was like, if he a producer, how come he didn't help Portia when she had her one little song that ain't go nowhere? So then Drew was like, I don't know if that was his passion then. So she was like, but you said it's been his passion. So Drew was like, I don't know, pretty much. So I was a little dick. And then they showed a little flashback of the video with Portia. And I'm like, why you did that, King? Kid is so shady. So the next scene now, we meet one of the new girls, Kelly. She arrives at the Dirty Tea. And her family is there because they're celebrating her oldest daughter's birthday party. Her older daughter is turning 17. So she has two twin daughters, Chastity and Chelsea. They're both 8 years old. They're twins, identical twins. Then there's Chloe, whose birthday they're celebrating, who's turning 17. And then the youngest is Chance, who's 11 years old. So she has 4 daughters. And at the beginning of the episode, the little singing that she had when they was like, at the like I said, I told you in the beginning, you just saw it. They were showing like images of the woman, and you'll hear their voice singing something. So when they show her in the beginning, she was like, I don't know if that's her tagline or whatever, but she was like, I managed to fool everyone into thinking that my marriage was perfect. So now we find out that she's going through a divorce for her husband that she's been married to for 11 years. So she said that they'll be divorced. She lets her family know they'll be divorced in 2 months, and that they've been, going through this divorce process for 2.5 years. So they asked Chloe what she wants for her birthday, and she wants a pink Birkin. So Kelly like, I know she got taste like her mother, but she ain't getting no Birkin. So we also found out that her and her husband has been married for 11 years. As I said, his name is Mark, but for some reason when they were showing images and pictures of him and her, his face was blurred out. So I guess he didn't sign the release to be shown on camera. He like, bitch, we getting a divorce. Don't show my face. I'm surprised she even let her say his name. But Portia has been saying Simon's name as well. So we also found out that Kelly's from Baltimore. And she came to Atlanta in 2003. She started her own business in 2016, which is I'm assuming a pretty popular chicken and waffles place in Atlanta. It's called Nana's Chicken and Waffles. And she said she named it after her grandmother. Most people call their grandmother Nana. So I can get with that. And so she basically says she also has, this is a businesswoman, honey, okay? She has multiple businesses. She's giving Phaedra. I got jobs, honey. But anyway, she also has a 24 karat gold maple syrup line. She has her own waffle mix, Cajun grits, a cookbook, and a mimosa mix that she says you can mix with anything. So we find out Kelly is basically about her business. She stands on business. So we're going to get to know more of Kelly, but we're getting to see her. So now her daughter is opening her birthday presents. And for her 17th birthday, she bought her 17 bags, all designer. And it was a bit much to me, but I'm not no hater. If you got it, spend it. But I'm like, 17 bags? Well, how many do she already have? Like, I'm assuming she probably already has like 17 bags. So it's like, ugh. Hey, some girls love having a lot of bags, but I'm thinking she wanted a Birkin and you bought her 17 designer bags. Shouldn't you have just, maybe you could have just got her a Birkin, right? I don't know, but that's just me. Anyway, the next scene, we go to Portia, and she's showing up at her lawyer's office, and I caught the name of it was Kessler and Solomon. So she gets there, and as she's on her way upstairs on the elevator, her big ass gets stuck in the elevator as she's trying to look at something in her file or whatever. So I'm sure everyone saw that brief preview because they were showing that online before the episode even aired. So yeah, this is the premiere episode. And I didn't say that at the beginning, but we're reviewing the premiere episode if you're just getting here. But yeah, so now Portia, she gets to the lawyer, she's talking to him, and as she's talking to him, before she gets there, she lets us know she didn't even think she would be coming to the same lawyer for yet another divorce. Because remember, this the same lawyer she used when she got divorced from Cordell, and they showed the flashback of her when she was like, yeah, he took everything and even took my wedding dress. And she was like, don't worry, Karma's a bitch, and when she comes, she gonna bite you right in that bubble booty. That was so funny. So yeah, so now as her and the lawyer are talking, we find out from this conversation that her and Simon have 50-50 interest in the house that he refuses to let her record in, because we know it was a whole lot of drama as the season was coming. Before the season was coming, the issue Portia was having was that Simon refused to film. He also refused to be a storyline. He didn't want her talking about him, mentioning him. He was like, don't say my name. Keep my name out your mouth. I'm not your storyline. You can't record in my house. He didn't want her to have the Rose voice. It was like he was trying to just stop her paper. And she was like, don't mess with my money. So now she's talking to the lawyer. And she says how she loves Simon. She would have did anything for him. And they had the one thing they had, she said, was great communication. And I'm like, huh? You thought you had great communication and y'all didn't even make it 2 years? What? You ain't know nothing about this man. You ain't even know he was an illegal alien. So now she lets her lawyer know that she tried to reach out to him and he wants nothing to do with her. He was like, reach me through my lawyer, pretty much. Talk to my lawyer. Talk to my attorney. So, yeah. So, that's the update on that. So, the next scene now is we're here with Shamia at Knife Restaurant. And she's meeting up with Britt and Kelly. Britt arrives first. And, she arrives first with her 10-carat diamond ring. She lets us know that her husband upgraded her from 7.5 carats to 10. And it was definitely given bling, bling, bling. Bitches is not. It was definitely given that. So she shows up first and she orders, they order some drinks, I guess. And then Kelly arrives. And once Kelly arrives, Britt lets us know that her and Kelly are cool. They met somewhere through somebody. I guess they met at a party. And what made her like Kelly was like, she was like, Kelly turns up like her. She's a turn-up type of girl. And she said when she's having fun, it's hard to keep her titties in. They be falling out. And when she saw Kelly's titties out when she was turning up, she was like, this is my kind of girl. So they cool. We also found out that Britt is an insurance agent. So now they're talking, they chatting it up or whatever. And they start talking about, Shamia brings up Portia and talking about the party and saying how Portia's her best friend or whatever. And, talk about how she's going through a divorce. So once they bring up the subject of divorce, Britt is like, she going to get through this. She going to get through it. And Kelly was like, maybe she just should have never just took that lady's husband. So Shamia and Britt is like, and Shamia's gagging like, wait a minute, like, what are you talking about? So, Shamia is defending Portia. For some reason, that's her best friend, so let me not say for some reason, but she's defending Portia, and she's like, you talking on what you don't know. Basically, she's like, oh, Fallon and Simon were separated long before, and then they went over how Portia slid up in Diamond and Simon's DMs. Well, let me find out. We can start calling Simon Diamond because they kept saying Simon needs a peach because he was giving Housewife the way he was carrying it online. But now maybe we can call him Diamond. Funny before that though, I'm gonna tell you my nickname for Simon. My nickname for Simon is My nickname for Simon is Georgia Evans. Because he reminds me of Florida Evans, the mother from Good Times. If you really put a picture of him, and I remember one time I put it online. It's a picture of he looked like her, Florida Evans. So I call him Georgia Evans. But anyway, so they're talking about it, and you could tell Shamia is kind of offended about what about what Kelly said. So then they get into how Portia, like I said, slid up in his DMs. And Shamia's like, no, she reached out to both of them to make sure they were okay because they were going through a divorce. So she was just reaching out, with some words of encouragement or whatever to give her well wishes. And Britt was like, I wouldn't have slid up in nobody's husband's DMs, pretty much. So after that, Shamia didn't really have nothing much more to say. So now Britt brings up the fact that she's been hearing, she says she knows Drew, and she heard that Drew and Dennis were out somewhere booed up. So Shamia like, what? They like, booed up. So yeah, Britt is telling them, basically she messing with Dennis. So Kelly was like, oh, he was in my DM, stood up in my DM. So they showed like the screenshots of the DMs with him and her DM, complimenting her. Like, damn, you sure you got 4 kids? Like, wow, like pretty much. And then Britt lets us know that she has went on a date with Dennis back in the days. And it was the first date and he came with like a diamond necklace or something. And she just thought it was a bit much. But she did accept the diamond necklace. And she was just like, it was giving much. But she said that, and Andrew, she threw a little dig because when she said he came to the date with a diamond necklace, Shamia was like, is that what you got on right now? And she was like, oh no, honey, he can't afford this. So now she lets us, so they was like, oh, you must have been that it girl back in the day. So she lets them know, and us at the same time, that when she was in high school, she was doing the black magazines, like the Black Tales or whatever. She was in the magazines, honey, and she lets us know. So I guess she was like one of those, maybe she does modeling and she probably was in videos back in the days, but she lets us know that, she's been that girl, an it girl. So the next scene now, we see Portia, she's meeting with Shamia at Candyland. And they get there and they both order double shots. Portia, of course, we know she loves her Henny, so she gets her double of Henny, just like me. I love Henny. And Shamia gets a double of Clase Azul. So now as they get their drinks and their chat and they're admiring the strippers, Portia's like, all these strippers are slim with fat booties. All right. Yes, so they're admiring the strippers. So they get to talking now. And Shamia lets Portia know that Dennis reached out to her. And she was like, bro reached out to me. What's up with y'all? Whatever. And no, I'm sorry, not Dennis. Simon reached out to her, but she referred to him as bro. So Portia was letting her know, like, no, he's not bro. He's just Simon. No, he's not bro. I don't rock with him like that right now. He's doing a lot, so I don't see it for him. So then Shamia's like, oh, okay, I'm asking because the girls had brought it up the other night. So Portia's like, the girls, who? So she's like, Britt and Kelly. I was hanging out with them, and Kelly, basically made a comment on how you shouldn't have took that woman's man. So now Portia's like, what? She coming in hot. So Shamia's like, trying to explain it to her. And Portia's like, listen, I don't got time for nobody coming at me with that type of energy right now. You come at me with that, I'm good on you. So we already see that Portia's not going to see it for Kelly because Shamia just gave her that information. So then also Portia made a dig saying something like, I don't know, I've never been to the chicken shack or whatever because she knows she got the chicken and waffles. So I was like, these Georgia girls are the shadiest of them all, you know that. So now they bring up Dennis. And she lets Portia know how Britt told her how, I guess, Drew was spotted out with Dennis. So Portia's like, yeah, for her birthday party, right? And Shamia looking like, huh? So Portia's like, wait, again? So, oh, wow. So also we find out that Portia says, Drew is an influencer for Go Naked here. And they even show a flashback of last reunion, I believe it was, when Drew was calling Portia because the girls was coming at her crazy. And Portia was, being her support. She was giving her support. So Portia's like, I was there for Drew, but, I don't like how she moving. So now the next scene we get with, it's like a collage scene where they show like different women because they're getting ready for Shamia's 42nd birthday party. So we see Britt, she's with her husband, saying how they're going to go have a good time and turn up. Shamia's with her mom, and I guess it's supposed to rain, so she's hoping for no rain. So she starts telling her mom, she starts singing, rain, rain, go away. And Shamia can sing. She sounded good because when she started singing, I was like, girl, okay, we know you can sing. But it was definitely pleasing to hear, to the ears. I was like, all right, girl, give it. I thought I was in church. I was like, it might not rain now, okay? So now we also see Portia. She's getting her glam on, and she's FaceTimes Cynthia, who's also getting her glam on. So as they're talking, Cynthia's like, when I heard about you and Simon, it was like, I wanted to be here for you. So then Cynthia asked about Drew, like, how's Drew going? Because, I know she's going through it too with her husband. They going through a divorce as well. So then Portia's like, well, she got a support system. She got Dennis. So she tries to keep talking, and Cynthia's like, wait a minute, hold up, Dennis, hold up. You're not just going to just slide that one back past me real that quick, So now, we finally get to, it's about to be the party, but before the party starts, Shamia had asked Kelly to arrive a little early because she wants to holler at her before the party starts. And so Kelly arrives, and they go sit down and talk, and Shamia lets Kelly know that she felt away when she made the comment about Portia and Simon, and that she told Portia. And Kelly's like, oh, I know, because she was already talking about it on her Amazon Prime channel or whatever. And they showed the flash that I saw before the season started when they was asking Portia about the new girls, and she was like, oh, Britt is cool, I like Britt, but Kelly, that one, yeah. You gotta watch her. I don't know about her. That's what she said. I don't know about her. Okay? These are the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay? So now, she lets Kelly know that, and Kelly is like, listen, I'm just here to support you and have a good time because Shamia is like, I don't want y'all going back and forth and getting into it because I don't want to be in the middle of it. Because then I'm going to have to choose Portia. She didn't say that part, but that's what I put in on my own. So now, Cynthia arrives, and she lets us know that when she comes in, she's impressed with the place, of course, because it's gorgeous. So she was like, you knew it was lit because the invitation didn't even have an address, honey. She said, it just said Sterling Hall. She was like, Sterling Hall? What? That's somebody's house? She was like, it is definitely giving wealth. Honey, this is wealth. And yeah, it's definitely giving, for real. So now, you see like one of the producers behind the camera asking, one of the camera people in her confessional is asking Shamia, like, where does your husband get his money from? So she makes a joke and say, no, he's an African prince. So then she says, no, I'm just playing. So she lets us know that he actually does HVACs in several airports. He built the HVAC, so you know he getting money from that. And also, I forgot to mention this, but at the beginning of the episode, when she first introduced herself and she talked about how she met her husband, honey, it was a short film. Because, baby, do you know how when they showed them talking, she was like, she met him, when she first met him, it was somewhere, and he said something about her, I think he offered her a drink, and he said nothing else to her after that, and she was like, why is this eligible bachelor, you know, whoever got him, why nobody snatched him up? So then her friend ended up asking him to inviting her to a party at his house, and she was like, I'm not going to that man's house, but then she went anyway. So anyway, as she's talking, you know how when on reality TV, when they're trying to show you that the person is talking too much, so they just show like the minutes counting down for how long they be talking, and they be editing it to where they're talking and it's just blurring out and blurring out. So she's telling the story of how she met her husband, and the producer is telling her, you know, let's wrap this up. And she's like, no, wait, real quick, let me just finish. So she's telling the whole story of how she met her husband and how when they met, she checked with him, and he told her she could spend the night, and he said that she can have the bed, because she was like, I don't want you to have sex with me, and he said, no, you can have the bed, and I'll go sleep on the couch or the floor or whatever. I'm sure he said the couch probably. But anyway, so she said in the middle of the night, she ended up getting like the bubble gut, so she had to go to the bathroom, and he told her she could go to the bathroom. She said, you can use that bathroom over there, his African voice. So baby, she lit his bathroom up. You hear me? Lit him up. And she said he was in love. She said, honey, you want to keep a man? Door number 2 in his bathroom. And she said, but basically she said the next time I came over, he had wipes. I was like, Shamia, that was TMI, honey. I forgot to tell her at the beginning. I'm sorry. The episode was a few days ago, so I'm late on my review. But that was like, Shamia, you coming in. I'm not going to lie. Shamia's coming in. We're getting to know more about her. So we're seeing her personality. And so far, I always liked Shamia, but we didn't get to know much about her life. And I think it was because her husband didn't want to film before. But anyway, she lets us know that her husband, back to what we were saying, her husband does HVAC, so that's how he get his money. So now the party is basically about to come in full mode now. It's not really in full mode, but it's still starting. People are arriving. We see Angela Oakley arrive with her husband, Charles Oakley. So they arrive, and she lets us know that they've been married for 8 years. Now, Cynthia, she goes and introduces herself. She arrives, and she introduces herself to Kelly. And her and Kelly hit it off. So also, as they're talking, Kelly lets Cynthia know about her and Shamia's conversation, how Shamia called her early. And she tells her what she said about Portia. So, you know, Cynthia's like, oh, girl. Again, more drama already? Like, so now, Shamia party finally is in full swing, and Britt and her husband, Mike, arrive. Angela, as they're talking, they're talking, and Kelly's saying how, she points out how Shamia has her cookbook in her kitchen, and everybody's like, all right. So here's Angela like, oh, my husband could cook too, promoting her husband. My husband, he could cook too, honey. He don't even like my cooking. He just do all the cooking. So then she's like, I'm married to Charles Oakley. Y'all better put some respect on his name. And I'm like, calm down, sister. But anyway, when she was like, right, babe? And he was leaving like, they don't have to. Like, girl, you doing too much. Sit down. Relax. You just got here. I'm married to Charles Oakley. All right, girl. Good for you. Congratulations. Let me sound like, hold on. I'm starting to sound like a hater. But now, Drew arrives, and she is greeted by Britt and Kelly. I didn't really like this look on Drew. I'm sorry. I didn't like the blonde wig. It was a cute little updo. It looked a little disheveled to me. And this is coming from somebody wearing a hat right now. But anyway, yeah, it looked a little disheveled. I'm not on a reality show, okay? And yeah, she had on like a button-up shirt that was open with the bra, like the bustier. Like, it was just, I mean, it was a look. It was a look. I just didn't like it on Drew. Maybe if the hair was in blonde, I don't know. It's just something. I didn't like it. I don't think I like Drew with blonde hair. I think Drew looks prettier with dark hair. Just like Mia from Potomac. I did not like the blonde on her this season. I think Mia looks her best with black. That's when you see the beautiful, bad Mia. But when she does the blonde, it makes her look older, you know? And the look was cute, Drew, but I don't think it was cute for you. But I love Drew. I'm not gonna say I love Drew. I really like Drew, okay? So now, they asked Drew about her date, and like Cynthia's trying to ask her about her situation. Cynthia's like, I got a lot of questions, and here's Drew. At least she's being honest. Drew was like, well, I have a lot of non-answers. And I'm like, well, girl, at least you're being honest this time around, okay? Because that's all you give us is non-answers. So yeah, so they asked her about her dating situation, like, are y'all dating, you and Ralph, us? Any of y'all dating or whatever? And she's like, no, right now she's just trying to put a dot and period on her situation before she even goes there. So as they're talking, Angela's husband lets her know, baby girl, your lace is like lifting, coming up, the glue, something, whatever. Because, they're in Atlanta, so I guess it was real hot. And baby, she was like, so Angela had to go to the bathroom to fix and reposition her lace because it was lifting and sliding back due to the heat. That's why it's not good to have lace fronts on in the summertime when it's real hot like that. But yeah, so she went to go, fix that situation. So now Kenya arrives. And when Kenya arrives, everybody's like, hey, Kenya, whatever. She introduced herself to everyone. And as she's, Cynthia asked her, are you finally divorced yet, girl? She like, no, girl, no, whatever. So then Britt was like, oh my gosh, everybody here is divorced, or whatever. And she was like, and then Kelly's going through a divorce. So then King was like, oh, you married? Where's your other ring? Because I guess she didn't have the wedding band part. So Britt was like, this is my ring. This is my second ring. Because before, remember earlier I told y'all she had the 7.5 carat, but her husband Mike upgraded her to the 10 carat. So she's like, this is my second ring. So King is like, from another man, a different guy, and she's like, no, from the same man. So I was like, King was like, oh no, I'm thinking maybe he was married twice. So then she's like, no, this is the anniversary ring. This is the upgrade. And King was like, the anniversary of the first ring, laughing like being shady, and Britt and Kelly caught that, and Britt was like, she let us know how she grew up around. She's the youngest of 3 girls, so she has 2 older sisters. So she said whenever somebody's throwing shade or hating on her or sizing her up, she picks up on that right away. So she caught the shade King was throwing, and we all know King is one of the shadiest girls out there. Let's keep it real. So now Shamia makes her entrance right as Angela returns from fixing herself up, and now Shamia makes her entrance. She comes out looking beautiful in a beautiful gown with the blue ruffle, furry, what do you call those things again? Is it a shawl or a cloak? Whatever you call it. But yeah, she looked it real nice or whatever. She came out. She had the short little, I think it was finger wave cut or whatever. She looked real glamorous, but then she started twerking and acting ghetto. So I was like, girl, come on. But it was cute. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, okay? So now, they all turning up, taking pictures. The party is finally in full effect now. So, it's 7:10 p.m. Portia Williams, a.k.a. Portia Gubadia, has not arrived yet. So, they're like, where Portia? So you see Portia still basically getting her glams on. So now, as everybody's doing their own thing, you see Britt, she's telling her husband about the little shade, can't get through about the ring. And he's like, why she's commenting about your ring or whatever? And Britt is like, I don't have time for that. And Kelly was like, yeah, I caught that. So now, the ladies go to all sit down and talk for a bit, but before they can even sit down and get comfortable, someone comes to let Shamia know that her presence is requested outside. They have a surprise for her. So everybody was like, yes, girl, let's go. So she's like, let's go outside, baby. Okay, what you got today? What you got? So they get outside and you see it's a vehicle. You see it's an SUV or something like that because this bird is covered. So she's like, oh my gosh, she's hyped. So she goes to take the wrap off. And baby, it was a Royce Cullinan. You heard me? And the value is at $430K. So they like, oh, she is hype. She is loving her. Yeah, she is very hype. And as she's celebrating in her car, Miss Williams / Gubadia steps up on the scene from behind and just steals her whole thunder. Like, she comes in, and Shamia is hype. She comes behind Shamia and says, Shamia, hey, Shamia, I'm here. Girl, like, go around and go sit with the rest of the crowd and come see me after I finish enjoying this moment. It was just real awkward. She messed up the whole moment. Even the ladies was looking like, Kelly was like, what? That was real whack. Like, so yeah. So now, even Shamia in her confessional was like, girl, you know, I'm all about letting somebody light shine, but girl, to the left. And then she's like, oh, just a little light shade to my girl. I really feel like something is going to go down between Shamia and Portia. We've heard that they've been going at it, but Portia was on Watch What Happens Live, and she was still basically bigging Shamia up like they were still besties. So maybe they got through what they going through. But it feel like it's something a brewing. Just by when she made the little comment about to the left, she was real quick to make sure she like cleaned it up to let us know, I'm just playing, y'all. So I was like, I'll be noticing stuff like that. So now, Cynthia in her confessional, she's like, girl, if one of my husbands would have bought me one of these, I would have tried to make my marriages work. And I know that's right. I know that's right, 50 Cent. So now, as everybody goes to go, you know, scatter into their own things, Cynthia and Kenya go to sit down, and they're talking and they're admiring the Versace wallpaper and just, they're loving the whole vibe. The house. Kenya's like, this house is beautiful. So Cynthia tells Kenya about what Kelly told her earlier about the comment she made about Portia. And as she's telling Portia, Kenya's like, hide your husband, hide your wife. And Cynthia looking like, girl. So Kenya was like, I'm just playing. But I'm not. So now, Shamia makes her second entrance in a whole new outfit. This one looks great as well. I don't remember exactly what it was. Sorry. I didn't write it down in my notes. But yeah, so now everybody's partying and turning up. So Britt decides to ask Kenya for a hug because she said when she came in earlier, she doesn't like how she greeted her. And Kenya was like, wait a minute, who I gave her? Basically, like, you ain't hug me, but you hug everybody else. And Kenya was like, the only person I hugged was Cynthia. That's my best friend. So Kenya's like, girl, come on, let's go sit down and talk. I want to talk to y'all because y'all starting trouble. So Britt like, huh? So she goes sit down. So when they sit down, Kenya asks, Kenya asks Kelly, she like, yeah, so I was talking to my friend Cynthia or whatever, and she let me know, like, now what's going on with you about you said something, and Shamia went back and told Portia. So Kelly was like, yeah, you know, we was at the restaurant and I pretty much just asked, why did she say steal that woman's husband? So Kenya's like, ooh, feisty, Kelly. So as they're talking and singing this, Portia walks up. Or at least that's the way editing made it seem. So as she come up, they're like, hey, hi. Hey, and they introduce each other. Portia's like, hey, I'm Kelly. Like, hey, I'm Kelly. They hug. Portia sits down. So Britt was like, oh, you came. We was having a moment. So Kelly was like, yeah, so the question was, why did you steal that woman's husband? And I was even like, Kelly, wait a minute. Like, I would have explained it better. I would have said, you know, me and Shamia were having a conversation about your situation, and I asked her. But she didn't say it like that. She pretty much asked her. That's just literally is how I'm telling you how she said it. She said, so, you know, she was like, the question is, why did you steal that woman's husband? So Portia's like, wait a minute, excuse me? Portia's like, hold up, is this your opening line? Come again. So now you see Portia's getting defensive. And Kelly like, you know, answer the question. And Portia's like, no, I don't gotta answer the question. And Kelly like, yeah, why not? You don't want to, own up to what you did? So now Portia's like, first of all, like, you don't even know me like that. I don't even know who you are. And Kelly is like, oh, you know my name, honey. You know my name. You spoke on me. So now Portia asked Britt, is this your friend? And Britt is like, yeah, that's my friend, you know. And she lets her know Kelly is a very sweet girl. And when she said it, she wasn't saying it in malice. It was like, basically, we were addressing the elephant in the room. And as she's trying to explain it, Portia's like, it's all right. You know, I don't even care. So now the ladies go to get on Shamia's elevator to go to another floor in the house. And earlier, we saw Shamia racing with her niece. She took the elevator when she told her family she's going to go change. And the niece raced her and ran up the steps. And the niece beat her. So, yes, that house looks fun. So they take the elevator to another floor. And the ladies is like, yes, this is giving Shamia, like, where is the concierge? Okay? Like, so now, when they get upstairs, it's a beautiful little sitting area. They go sit down and they're chatting. They're talking about, this is your sign, this is your sign. So now Shamia mentions the fact that she wasn't invited to Drew's party. And Drew was like, I'm sorry, girl, nobody was invited. Like, I didn't even know about it. So then Portia was like, Dennis was invited. And she was like, yeah, because Dennis pretty much planned it or whatever. And she was like, I ain't know nothing. I gave all my people's numbers to my assistant and they didn't hit nobody up or whatever. And Shamia said, you know, and no, that when she was saying that, Portia was like, she ain't invite nobody but Dennis. So now Shamia was like, you know, I have to ask Drew, are you like dating Dennis? And that's how the episode ended, with all the girls gagging like, what? And Drew looking like. So yeah, that's how the episode ended. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna lie. The first episode was interesting. I watched it, not excited for it, but as I was watching it, I felt that excitement of seeing new housewives and getting to know new housewives and feeling like it's a fresh start. Because it's giving soft reboot. It's like they brought back half of girls from the old cast and half new girls. So it's giving a cute little blend like Miami. And when they did it with Miami, it was a success. So let's see if this is going to be a success. One thing I will say, though, is please let this season, I hope this season is not about Drew versus Portia, about this whole Dennis thing. Because let's wrap this up in the first 2-3 episodes and move on to more storylines, please. Because I don't want to talk about this all season. We need more ladies, okay? But the first episode was definitely, it exceeded my expectations. If I had to say the episode, if I had to give it a score from 1 to 10, I would give it an 8 because it was a solid premiere. It was given Real Housewives. It was given that wealth on Shamia's end. Kelly looked like she got a coin too. And it was definitely, and Britt looked like her husband got a coin too. 10-carat diamonds or whatnot. So yeah, it's, you know, it looks promising, but we'll see. But I did enjoy the premiere, and let me know what you guys think about the premiere. Was it good? Did you enjoy it? What do you think about the new girls? I'm liking them so far. So that's all for now. I'll be back to review episode 2, and we'll see how the season goes, guys. Smooches.